Dr. Tiffany Moon. We don't get to say doctor a lot in the Housewives world. How are you feeling about this experience?
I'm so excited. I mean, this is something like I've never ever done before. So I took a leap of faith and I'm here for it.
I think most people are gonna wonder, why would someone with the title doctor want to do reality TV? So what's your answer to that?
My answer to that is that this is something out of my comfort zone. It was an opportunity that was offered to me that I really wanted to take advantage of, because I think that young girls need to see more doctors on reality TV because we are real women. You will see me struggle with balancing working as a physician and having young children at home. I think people need to see more of that on TV instead of things that are, make believe and glam and not at all like most people's normal lives.
I can save your life, but not your reputation.
How did this show come into your life? I know you were friends with Deandra, and I believe you popped up in the background of some scenes. Like eagle-eyed viewers might be able to go back and watch old episodes, but how did the show come into your life?
Deandra is a good friend of mine. Mama D is a good friend of mine. And yes, I have had cameos on previous episodes. The main one was for Deandra's 50th birthday party. And she invited me to come along on this fantastic adventure. She promised me that it would be fun.
Was it fun?
There were a lot of fun moments. There was also a lot of introspection, a little bit of drama, a little bit of fighting, but also a lot of fun.
Gotta say, it's been really nice having a doctor around.
She's sweet and I'm sour.
Is it?
The trailer, there's not a hint at what some big drama might be. So can you give me any teases of what the big drama of season 5 is, what we need to be looking out for?
I don't know that there's big drama. I think this season will be a much more personal journey for everyone.
So probably a little more real, not that the show's ever been fake, but focusing on these real moments than what we've seen in the past.
It's like when all the noise dies down and there's no more parties and no more charity galas and you have to sit with yourself and you have a quiet moment of reflection, that's when you actually can do your self-work.
All right, the group. Who was the most welcoming? Who welcomed you with open arms?
I will say Stephanie was really welcoming. I had known her peripherally through Travis, actually, but she was very welcoming and she's just so sweet.
Was anyone not welcoming?
I mean, what would you mean by not welcoming? Pushing someone into a swimming pool? When I don't know. Some people were less welcoming than others. Let's just keep it at that.
Okay, interesting that maybe the new girl from last year wasn't welcoming to the new girl this year. That's what I'm picking up here. What are you most excited for the fans to experience this season?
I am just hoping that people see us, see the true us. And I hope that we can make people laugh, because it has been a tough year. I have cried more tears in 2020, I swear, than the past 5 years combined. So I want to laugh and I want to make other people laugh. So if you watch the show and you chuckle and giggle and, get some good one-liners, then my job is done.
Or maybe you and Deandra falling out of a swing.
That hurt too.
I would imagine it maybe looks like a little alcohol-induced moment there.
That we may have had some alcoholic beverages prior to that happening.
On the flip side of what you're excited for the fans to experience, is there any moment that you're not gonna want to see back on TV?
I don't know. There's nothing that I really regret saying. I'm proud of what we did, and I'm excited to see the show.
So kind of on that note, what do you want the viewers to know about you going into that first episode?
I just want them to know that I'm here for the right reasons. No, this is my true story. I hope to educate and to inspire and to entertain people.
What was your relationship with Housewives before? Obviously, you're friends with some of these ladies, but were you a fan of the franchise in general? Had you just dipped in? What was your relationship with the show?
I will admittedly say that I was not a watcher of the Housewives. I'm not a watcher of TV in general. If you put me in front of the TV, I will probably be asleep within 10 minutes.
Well, I think that might be good coming in with fresh eyes, not having some expectation of what you're supposed to deliver, just being yourself. And going back to the trailer, I want to unpack a couple moments. We hear you say in the trailer,
Be honest. I know that's really hard in this group.
who's the least honest person in this group?
Oh, I don't know. We've all said things that we should not have said. And I think you will see that come out during the season.
All right. We also see Kary call you Twofaced.
You're very two-faced.
I'm not Two-Faced.
What leads to that moment? What can you tease me with about that conversation?
We were having a nice group lunch and I thought we were just, tasting some wine and hanging out. And she voiced some concerns about some of my behaviors. So you will get to see my response to her calling me Two-Faced on that episode.
She also,
Take kindly to that.
understandably so, she also implies that you're bossy.
All she does is give orders.
Yeah, bossy is a loaded word because we never call men bossy. We only call women bossy. And it almost has a negative connotation to it. Like you were telling people what to do. Yeah, I mean, if that's the definition of bossy, then I am bossy. I'll tell people what to do at work in order to save patients' lives. I'll tell people how to act when they're in my home at a party that I'm, serving them. And I'll tell my husband and kids what to do sometimes. So if she wants to call me bossy, that's just fine with me.
I love it. Reclaim the word.
Yes.
Reclaim it. A more serious moment in the trailer, you have a conversation with Brandi about the racist video that resurfaced between seasons 4 and 5.
What you did was wrong. You know that.
What can you tell me about the journey Brandi's going to go on? Because I would imagine you wind up being a sounding board for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It was really unfortunate that video resurfaced. My being on the show has nothing to do with that video, and I do address it because I think it's important to make it sort of a teachable moment for her. But I think she knows that what she did was wrong, and she has repented and goes through a very personal journey, which I think we'll see unfold during this season.
When your casting was confirmed, kind of this celebration of more representation on TV, an Asian housewife who has a unique story to share, what does it mean to you to bring more representation to TV?
Oh gosh, it means so much to me that we are seeing more color on TV. People of Asian American ethnicity as well as African American ethnicity, just everything. Because I will tell you, when I moved to the United States in the early 90s and I got to watch TV as a treat, there was no one that looked like me. So I thought that I was not ugly, but just not special, or that anyone who looked like me could never, be on TV. And I just think it's so important for little girls to have role models that they can look up to that look like them. I mean, I think that representation really does matter.
To wrap things up here, if you had to describe season 5 of The Real Housewives of Dallas in just one word, what is your word for it?
Oh gosh. I would say fresh.
Cheers
Cheers,
for
you
being
guys.
here
Thank
with
you for
us.
having me.
Now we're in the closet, so I have to ask some closet-specific questions. How many Birkins are in there with you?
Are we just Birkins, no Kellys? I'm gonna 20,
All right, if we include the Kellys and any other Hermes bags.
40.
All right, I hope there's some good security in your house.
Oh, we have good security. People are always like, are you worried about them coming for these Birkins? I'm like, well, first they'll have to get past the guard, and then they'll have to get past the gate, and then they'll have to get past my husband who sleeps with a gun in his nightstand. So if you want a Birkin that bad, okay.
Join a waiting list instead, maybe.
Join a waiting list instead. It's easier than getting shot or going to jail, please. Or I'll
So-
just let you borrow one, really.